The Far Cry franchise is known for their unhinged villains, and Far Cry 5 is no exception. Joseph Seed is the leader of the Project at Eden's Gate, a religious cult that will stop at nothing until everyone in Hope County, Montana is a believer. Joseph is a very charismatic man, but an absolute nut job once you start learning about his beliefs and his shady past. Before we begin, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with the gamer and ring that bell to become a part of our notification squad so you never miss a video. Without further ado, here are 8 disturbing facts about Joseph Seed. He believes he was chosen by God. Joseph Seed believes he's a prophet chosen by God to warn the people about the coming of the end of the world. He refers to his followers as his children and is determined to protect them from the end of the world by leading them to Eden's Gate, which is why his cult is called the Project at Eden's Gate. Duh. Now that all that mumbo-jumbo's out of the way, what Joseph Seed actually believes is that a nuclear war is imminent, so the people of Hope County should build bunkers to survive and take up arms to collect as much loot as possible to be safe down there for years and years after the collapse. He hears voices in his head telling him to do horrible, unnatural things. But in his delusional mind, it's all for the greater good. If that's not disturbing, we don't know what is. He orders his minions to play dirty. The members of the Project at Eden's Gate are not like other religious folk who walk door to door, ask if you'd be interested in learning about their religion, and accept no as an answer. Oh no, they will do whatever they can to make you say yes, even if it means setting your house ablaze, killing members of your family, and torturing you until it's your only option. Listening to Joseph Seed's sibling John Seed, the lieutenant of the Holland Valley, talk about the power of yes is just downright creepy. He promises you a life of freedom and purity, but if you join the cult, it's really just a life of coercion and violence to convert even more people and increase the cult's numbers in the region. His wife died in a car accident. While traveling to see a friend, Joseph Seed got into a horrific car accident while his wife and infant daughter were in the car. His daughter survived, but his wife died immediately on impact. It's possible that this event shaped Joseph into the deranged man he is today. Having someone that important in your life suddenly leave forever is something that we wouldn't wish on our worst enemy. A loss like that can drive anyone crazy, but with the right support, you'll be able to make it through. Clearly, Joseph Seed didn't have the greatest company around him in his time of need, which may have led to the creation of the Project at Eden's Gate cult. Well, you know what they say, behind every crazy man is a crazy past. He killed his own daughter. When Joseph was in the hospital after the car crash, the doctor handed him his daughter in a pink blanket with breathing tubes to help her after the accident. While being alone with his infant daughter, Joseph believes God reached out to him, told him about the end of the world, and to start the Project at Eden's Gate. He then killed his daughter by pinching the breathing tube attached to her face shut, suffocating her in the process. We don't know what exactly caused Joseph Seed to kill his infant daughter, but it seems he felt as if he could not care for an infant child right now, and killed her so he could focus solely on Eden's Gate. Joseph always said he was a nobody from nowhere with nothing, and we guess he wanted to stay that way even if it meant becoming a murderer. He spent time in prison. If you listen to the lyrics of the in-game song Now He's Our Father, it describes some of the things Joseph Seed has been through in his life. He started out working on an orchard as a peach picker that was possibly run by his family. Then he heard a voice from God, and after losing both his wife and his daughter, became homeless for a time, preaching to the non-believers. Afterwards, he was arrested and thrown in prison. Whether this was due to his preaching about the Project at Eden's Gate is unknown, but highly likely. Let's be honest, if you encounter a lunatic spouting all this nonsense about the end of the world in the streets, you'll probably wish his ass was thrown in prison too. His sins are carved into his skin. One of the cult's traditions is that you must confess your sins and reach atonement before being accepted as a member of Eden's Gate. If you confess to have done any of the 7 deadly sins, Joseph will order John to carve those sins into your skin with a knife for everyone to see. Because of this odd ritual, we learn a bit about Joseph's personality, as there are 4 sins carved into his skin. Joseph's sins are greed, gluttony, lust, and sloth. Greed is an intense and selfish desire for something. Gluttony is excessive eating, which is interesting because he's in great shape. Lust is very strong sexual desire, and sloth is laziness. Joseph never claimed to be a perfect man, and the scars on his body show that. He believes the deputy will convert. While Joseph Seed is known for getting violent and aggressive with the Hope County community, he refrains from doing so with the deputy. It's really odd because you're essentially the leader of the resistance whose sole purpose is to destroy the cult. He had plenty of opportunities to kill you throughout the game, but for one reason or another, Joseph just can't bring himself to do it. Maybe he believes he can convert you and make the cult an unstoppable force, or maybe he's not such a bad guy after all. Oh, who are we kidding? The cutscenes with Joseph Seed make us feel so uncomfortable. There's no way he could possibly believe you'd join his side. We think he's just crazy. He resembles a real-life cult leader. The most disturbing fact about Joseph Seed is that he looks a lot like the deceased real-life cult leader David Koresh of the Branch Davidians. Seriously, their facial structure and glasses are very similar, except Joseph Seed has yellow tinted lenses and typically wears his hair in a man bun. Yeah, those are still in style for some reason. Anyway, Far Cry 5 has a disclaimer when you start up the game saying that it's a work of fiction, but Ubisoft clearly got their inspiration from real people and real events. Wow, well there you have it. Joseph Seed is one hell of a psycho. Do you think Joseph Seed is the most disturbing villain in Far Cry history? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe to The Gamer to keep up to date with all things gaming. Thanks for watching.